Wail, 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 lads. It is I, Ironclad Achilles, back once again, and I hope you all have been having good days so far, because today, we are transitioning into the new map that was released some time ago for Heroes of Valor called Mountain Mayhem. But wait, what did I say in my last video? To add some process or animation to actually climbing a ladder, and boom! New church, cosmetics, and other stuff too, but I'm only going to focus on Mountain Mayhem for the most part. Back to the video. This map is sublime. Just look at this. It reminds me of when I first laid eyes on the map Coastal Conflict. Very eye-opening, and for that map we got a sunny, warm look, and here we have a fjord, or snowy look. I'm an admirer, one can say. This free-roaming category of a map also takes me back to when the game was in its beta stage and had a snowy map with 2 rockets and a whole different setup. It was a year ago, and if you know, then you definitely know. You can go back to my previous first videos on Heroes of Valor and you can see what I'm talking about. The gargantuan mountain range you get to peer over the sea looks magnificent. The different shades of blue correspond well with the overall map design and night environment. The day is fine as well, but I prefer the night. Let's just take a moment to appreciate this. I'm very thankful the developers and whole team don't just add little sandboxes of maps of nothing and expect people to battle it out. Appearances matter quite a bit. The vehicles have a certain polish or gleam to them now, and I still wonder what the controls are to switch seats in any of them. How silly of me. Going back to Mountain Mayhem, or as I like to call it, Mystical Mountain Mayhem, so I can dub it Triple M, I adore the space of this map. In time for this video now are the new dedicated EU servers, which I quickly got out of, since there were no players present. New cosmetics in-game are a great upgrade. Your kills will now show the avatar on the top right hand side like it did in Battlefield Heroes, and I don't mind this at all. We got spectators in-game along with different nicknames and or feats/actions which can be viewed when opening up the scoreboard. The loadout/layout is more attractive and respectable because it is spaced out and not clumped together. In my personal opinion, I like this more too. I have played all 3 classes on Mountain Mayhem, and here's what I have to say. I love the night feature very much, and the other game mode called Capture the Crate, to which I am more drawn because I find it more compelling and full of chaos. You just wait for one crate to spawn, and then everyone fights like it's the Battle of the Somme. Well, not really, but you get the point. All forces just for this one point. Quick little features on this map. I found this cool hiding spot right at the drop of the waterfall. I guess you can say the second waterfall, where I stayed for some time as a sniper. I appreciate the team not allowing fall damage for that space either. A fallen tree with its main body acting as a bridge to the higher level of the map is another great addition to the game, signifying yet again of its warlike ecosystem and how things can fall apart, just like this other one that crosses the body of water. Glad the body of water everywhere just lets you walk and not make your character default into swimming like a duck too. I find this map favorable towards soldiers and heavy strategically because of the openness and also getting to the objective. Then again, it just matters on how good you are, because a heavy can easily move around with his rocket, and then a soldier can outlive anyone if he doesn't attack or defend too much, right? Just stay within a group or don't poke too much. A sniper can just be invisible and outrun anyone if not spotted or getting out of trouble. Snipers are good on this map because just like Valor Village, you get these spots that you can stay put in for some time, whether they are higher elevations or not. That being said, you have to be good, and this map is not as forgiving as Valor Village. In Valor Village, you can stay in one place for an extended period of time. However, in this map, you have to constantly shift because unless you're on top of a mountain, which is pretty hard for a sniper, you do not receive that much time or room to run because it's enclosed in a way. In Valor Village, you can just stay at a spawn, higher elevation, run away. Everyone here is focusing on either 2 rockets in one game mode or on 1 crate that spawns at a certain time. So they're all engrossed and zeroed in on limited objectives in a small space. Whereas Valor Village, you have more buildings and time to frolic around. Afterthoughts and suggestions for the game overall. Thought 1. A quick one I had is that what if these barrels here next to the rocket in the rocket game mode just blew up like the heavy's barrels? Wouldn't that be neat? Sure, they would have to give some time for respawning and not be too overpowered, but maybe adding fire to the after damage would be a nice touch. Thought 2. Make the AI difficulty of the bots increase. I want hell and more. I want the depths of Tartarus. They are very good for bots in general. I find myself running more because you cannot possibly survive with all of them honed in on you while fighting. Better to adapt and join in later. These bots are already better than most. They actually use their abilities, and I find myself shaking my head or face palming when I throw my explosive keg and try to blow it up, only later to realize that the other heavies have already used their healing and explosive eating ability. A downside that can be cited is them just standing in one place if there is no objective in sight. Just make sure they move around aimlessly for the time being, I suppose. I would like it if the developers test out some new artificial intelligence for their bots and make them play how actual players operate. So just see some log matches or something, mimic their movements, and become better. Kind of like making a mini Ultron. I believe this will enhance more competition in the game and not make people more complacent to what they have at the moment and then wait for another update. Thought 3. Upon laying my eyes on these gate valves or hand wheels, I had an idea of being able to turn these and leaking water or gas in the area. Another concept that came to mind was opening gate valves to underground areas. This could lead to the enemy spawn camps or just simply nowhere. Another place to fight and raise havoc. But I will hold the idea of releasing gas. Maybe just like lava, or some places it will damage you over time. That could be a good concept, who knows. Thought 4. There has been production of a lot of open world maps. Now, I think it would be a good idea to make a closed off one, like a factory, a lab of some sort, or an enclosed space. This would make the turbulence of fighting cause more disarray, a welter of people and projectiles, all encapsulated within a tumultuous space. Imagine all the havoc that we can wreak. And finally, thought 5. Not really a thought, but this kill animation was pretty cool with me spinning around. Alright lads, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this, and tell me in the comments if you have anything you want to see for the next one. I hope you all have great health in life and the ability to chase and attain your ambitions. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.
A new supply drop is inbound. supply drop is inbound. A supply drop has landed. The Allies have captured a supply drop. A new supply drop is inbound. Supply drop has landed. Capture the supply. A new supply drop is inbound.